Hi, I think we've had some technical difficulties, but I think we are okay now. I want to welcome everybody to Wild Impact's call series. This is the first call in a series of three calls titled How to Build Your Beachbody Business in a Very Busy World with Very Busy Lifestyles. I want to introduce myself. I'm Shane Pryor. I'm a five-star Premier Diamond Coach. I've been a coach 2 years, was April. And I'm here with four coaches on my team who have agreed to share with you some of their little nuggets, um, some little tips that they have to manage it all. So I'm going to start by introducing my coach, Jennifer, who's been a coach since November, is this close to reaching diamond, works full-time, and is going to share with us a little bit about her story, why she became a Beachbody coach, and how she makes it all work in her lifestyle. So Jen, go ahead and take it away.
Hi everyone, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you, Shane, for having me. I do want to talk a little bit about my story before I go into managing the business part. So about a year ago from this point, I had to move twice, two pretty big moves. The second one was to Connecticut, away from my family, friends. I didn't know anybody. It was a brand new area to me to start working at the Connecticut State Forensic Lab. So starting a new job, not having anybody, I quickly fell into depression. It just was really hard on me, not having the support of anybody and having to do this completely on my own. So I ate awful. I would eat fast food probably at least 5 times a week because it just became a comfort thing to me, and it was the only thing that I really had and had control over. I slept 24/7. I didn't want to see my friends that tried contacting me. I would just tell everybody I was busy. I didn't want to do anything. So it was really hard on me. I was not happy with the road I was going down at all. And Shane, about probably around this time last year too, Shane and Lou introduced me to the Beachbody opportunity. They spoke to me about it, and they spoke about Shakeology. And I was really interested. I was really excited about it. And then I spoke to my parents about it, and they completely were against it, completely pushed me away, said that I could not afford it, my finances were too bad, and that they just had a really bad feeling. And I'm the kind of person that I like approval from my parents, so I stuck with what they said, and I just kind of pushed it away, and just, I still wanted to do it, just the timing wasn't right. So probably several months later, my sister started Shakeology, and she told me how much she loved it and how much it was changing her life, that she was losing weight right away. She felt amazing and would get through working doubles every day, and it just, I was very jealous, and as a sister, it bothered me that she was doing something that I wanted to do so badly, so I just sucked it up and paid for the first month. I didn't tell Shane right away, but I started doing it for a few months, and I felt a difference. I started eating better. I started feeling better. I actually could make it through a full day of work without needing a nap or falling asleep on the job. And working in a lab, it's very difficult if just being tired and not focused, especially if you're doing casework, important cases. So that the Shakeology definitely helped me be more productive, more motivated. Um, so probably, I think it was early November, I just messaged Shane, didn't tell my parents, and told her that I wanted to become a coach. And the funny thing was my sister ended up signing the same day, and her and I had no idea that we were both signing until after we both talked to Shane. Um, but being a coach was probably the best decision I've ever made in my life. Shane is the one person that has constantly checked in on me even when I wasn't interested in the beginning, and it was nice having somebody that cared so much and wanted to see me do well. So it definitely was the change that I needed. I was able to turn my life around, and just helping other people it really was helping me stick to my new goals and everything. So by the end of November, I got my Shakeology for free. I was so excited when I first signed as a coach that I messaged all of my Facebook friends telling them I was a coach and that if they wanted information or to do my first challenge group. And within that month, I had the customers that I needed, so I didn't have to pay for my shake anymore. And by end of December, I became Emerald, which I was really excited about. So it's definitely been a little difficult trying to manage working full-time, trying to have a social life, working out, doing as much as I can with this business and trying to grow it. It's definitely, I'm not going to lie, it can be stressful at times. That's why time management is so important. And I want to make something of myself and give my life meaning. And so far, this has done that for me. And it's really the only thing that keeps me sane right now, especially with my other work stress. But it definitely keeps me motivated, and it helps me constantly make new goals, and it helps me focus on balancing everything, especially because I want to make this business work so bad. But my advice for everybody is, if you're not in Coach Basics, I definitely suggest getting into it, because this is what helped me get outside of my comfort zone. I do not like public speaking at all, and it has really helped me talk better with people and communicate better with people, and just to share personal things that I've never shared before. So it's nice having the guidance and having people that have been through this already, especially if you are a new coach. The vital behaviors are important. Coach Basics stresses that. Every Diamond Coach stresses that. Make sure that you're inviting people every day and doing your personal development. Just constantly trying to better yourself as a person, because that really will help your business. Positivity is also very important. Try to refrain from posting anything negative on Facebook, because if you want somebody to trust you and to come to you, they need to see you as a positive person, and that's the only way that they will be comfortable talking to you about what they've been through and wanting you to support them. Sharing your story also makes a huge difference. I have been sharing my story, my transformation lately on Facebook, and I noticed that I've been getting a lot more people interested, and they've been coming to me because they want to achieve the same results that I have. So definitely being a product of the product, showing people that Shakeology works, talking to them in person, I definitely recommend, because on Facebook there's no emotion. You can't really, people cannot tell your excitement, especially if you're passionate about this business. So I try to tell all of my coaches to do that. And I also try to tell my coaches that if your intent is to help people, they will know. But if your intent is to sell, they also will know. So it's important to come across to them as wanting to help them better their life, achieve all their goals, and transforming their health. So the last thing I want to say is that if you want this, then find the passion and motivation and make it happen. Only you can make this business into what you want. So find that passion deep inside of you, let it come out, and just don't give up. Give this your best and keep going after all of your goals.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so next I wanted to introduce Lisa. Lisa is a mom of 3, and she works full-time and is an Emerald coach on the team. So I want her to hear a little bit about her story and how she manages all of it. So Lisa, the floor is yours.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, I'm in the dark. I'm at my friend's house. I'm on vacation with my 3 kids, and so I have to find a quiet spot, so I'm outside. But I started with Beachbody by doing Focus T25 last summer. I just did it because I wanted to lose weight. I had no intention of becoming a coach. And then I hurt my knee and I gave up because I was looking for a reason, an excuse to just quit. So I ended up signing up as a coach in February after I started doing 21-day fix. And I did that only because I wanted the accountability to make sure that I stayed focused and that I could stay on the diet and then exercise. So I needed the accountability. That's the reason why I joined as a coach. I had no intention at all of doing anything more than just working out and losing weight. One of the big things that I really found out I liked was that I love Shakeology. And so that was something that I was really passionate about from the beginning, is that the flavor of it and that how it was very convenient for me, that it really transformed my life. So outside of Beachbody, I have 3 very active kids. They are very, very busy. One of them is in a gifted program. One of them is really into athletics and has gone to national championships for football and won a championship for baseball. And then I have another one who is really, really busy with Cub Scouts and baseball also. So needless to say that my life is crazy with them. Not only do I have 3 kids, but I'm also single, so I am their complete, you know, support for everything, whether it's financially or mentally or physically or emotionally. It's all me. I also work full-time in a leadership role at a local hospital. I have over 100 direct reports, and it's a very conservative, faith-based organization, so I am never off of work, because when you're in leadership at a hospital, as you know, it's always open 24/7, 365 days of a year. The other part about being in a conservative, faith-based organization is that I can't market Beachbody directly at work. When you're in leadership, there's like some rules you have to follow. The other part is that I can't even be on Facebook during work. So during the day, I can't be on it. So for using Facebook as a tool, I had to do a lot to make sure that I was really well organized with my schedule. One of the things that I think is important is that you have goals. So initially my goals were to just lose weight. I wanted to lose weight. I wanted my doctor to tell me to stop telling me that I needed to lose weight in the first place. I wanted to be a fit mom, and I didn't want my kids to be embarrassed when I was out and about. I live in Florida, and so we don't wear a lot of clothes often. It's not really cold down there, so you're always, you know, always out and about with very little on. So I didn't want to be embarrassed. I didn't want my children to be embarrassed by me. And being single, you know, I'm young, so I wanted to feel good about myself. Another thing that at first I was like, okay, maybe if anything, within a year, I'd like to make $500 a month with Beachbody as a coach. That's what my original goal was. I was like, within 1 year. And I think I made that in like 2 weeks. So it totally changed what my goals were. I have push goals, which I learned from Chalene Johnson's push challenge. It was one of the personal development things that was recommended in one of my Coach Basics groups, and I did that. And there's a push goal. So one of the I have 14 of them, and I have found that I have one big one, and that is going to snowball all of my little ones. And that is what motivates me every single day. Coach Basics for me was so important. I learned so much. The biggest thing was time management. I learned that I needed to set a schedule every single day for my Beachbody activities. I know that I wake up in the morning and I have certain stuff I do before I go to work. I know exactly what I'm going to do at 4:30 as soon as I get off of work, and I know that every single night between 8 and 9 I'm going to start working my business again. The other thing is that every single day is a working opportunity, regardless if it's a weekend or it's a holiday. There's always an opportunity to use it as a business day. Personal development. I think every single day when we were in Coach Basics, every day you're doing personal development, whether it was 10 minutes or you were able to put aside an hour a day to read your book. You have to be a lifelong learner. It's going to drive engagement for yourself, and it's going to drive engagement of your customers. If you can find a way to bond with them and they know that you're a real person, it's going to help to inspire them to do things too. Daily engagement with them is going to drive your business. If you plant seeds, they may say no at first, but you plant seeds and then you feed them all the time. In the long run, they're going to bear fruit. So don't give up on them. Give it time. I find that all the time. I'm surprised where I plant a seed and months later, all of a sudden they're calling me saying, hey, I ordered this, or I need to get in your next challenge group. It's because I never gave up on them. Another couple of things that I've learned in Coach Basics were, Beachbody does everything for us. They have given us all the tools that we need to do everything to be successful in our business. There is no need to reinvent the wheel. It is so overwhelming about how much support we have and the tools that we have available to us that there is no point in trying to do it yourself. We have so many people we could ask questions of. There are so many resources, and that is one of the big things. You could even, use your phone as a way to track things. They give us tools to be successful for a reason, because they know that they work. I'm trying to. One of the other things too is I was really good at making excuses to not lose weight for a long, long time. And that's something that I had to get over, that I didn't want to make any more excuses. I don't want to hear the excuses. I need to find solutions to everything, because my why, the reason why I'm doing this, is so strong that it's going to push me every day out of my comfort zone for me to achieve my goals. If you get sidetracked, you can still get back on. The other thing, you need to inspire others to feel as good as you do about being healthy as a whole person, not just physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, whatever you need to. You need to inspire others so that they feel as good as you do. And being a coach has changed my life. Being a human being is something that we all are. So being able to show them that you can do something, because we're not all superhuman, is going to help them to achieve so much. That is probably the biggest benefit of being a coach, is that you can inspire so many people to feel just as good as you do. And being a single mom, when you feel like you're trapped with, a bunch of children running around and your whole life is all about them, it is great that for Beachbody, for me, is the one thing that is all about me. And even though I think it's all about me, I've inspired a lot of other people to do so much more, and they are coming to me saying, wow, you've inspired me. And it's so beneficial. So make sure that you get into Coach Basics class. I've learned so much about tools, things that I didn't even know about in Google, that has changed my life in general, not just my Beachbody business, but how my life can run more clearly every single day with my children. It's keeping me focused, and it's making me come closer to my goals every single day. So that's my story.
Thank you, Lisa. That was awesome. Okay, so next up, first I want to make sure I have Tara on the line with us. Tara, have you been able to make it? I know we've had some technical difficulties tonight. Let me know if you hear me. And if not, we'll keep working on Tara, and I'm going to move on to Jimmy. So, Jim, thanks for joining us tonight. A guy on the team, successful Beachbody coach, busy dad. I'm really excited for you to share with everybody how you manage some of the golden nuggets you have to make your business successful. So, the floor is yours. Take it away.
Thank you, Shane. It's definitely exciting to be on here. I love hearing everybody's stories all the time. Jen and I have been in a couple of different classes together, and every time she talks, it's definitely uplifting and motivational. And I love hearing Lisa's story, because it's kind of similar to mine, where I am a single dad. I have two amazing boys, and they definitely require a lot of time with doing, 7th grade homework and 4th grade math homework, which drives me bananas. All their sports and everything else. It is tough to find time. But basically, I had set a goal for myself. I had said for probably about 2 years straight that I need to start working out. And I just kept procrastinating and always came up with an excuse as to why I wasn't working out. I was too busy. Even back when I was married, and I had a full household with help and everything else, I would find excuses as to why I didn't work out. And one day on Facebook, a very good friend of mine had liked a page from Laureen Foreman, and it was all about clean eating and some fitness posts, but it was more like inspirational type posts. And I saw that he liked a couple different ones, so I started following the page a little bit, and so I liked it. And then Laureen reached out to me and said, oh, how do you know so-and-so, our mutual friend? So we started talking, and basically what Laureen was doing, we were having a conversation, but she was forming me. And for those who may not know, forming is, she was asking me about my family, She was asking me where I worked for occupation. She asked me what I like to do and was I into fitness or my recreation. And then she sent me her message. So the acronym forming, she went through that process, and we really kind of got to know each other through Facebook. I liked her page, and then I had told her that I had just started working out a little bit. I was feeling pretty good about myself, doing some workouts online and looking at Men's Health magazine and doing a couple little workouts and getting on a treadmill. And I always told my friends that I looked like a dump truck going down the road with 4 flat tires, which is quite accurate, actually. But I kept pushing, and through her clean eating challenge, that turned into a couple messages that she sent me on Facebook. That was, hey, I know that you had said you dabbled in P90X before. Have you ever really thought about doing a full program? P90X3 is coming out, if you would be interested. And I had said that I did a lot of research on P90X3. I knew that it was being released, I guess it was around December or somewhere around there of last year. So we had gone back and forth quite a bit, and it was right after Christmas. I figured I would spend all my Christmas money and invest in myself, and I was going to do it. I'm taking the plunge. I'm going to get my own program, and I'm going to follow it for 90 days, and I'm going to get off the couch, and I'm going to stop procrastinating, and I'm going to lose weight. So December 29th, I bought P90X3 in a challenge pack. I had never really thought about doing Shakeology before, but a friend of mine at work had done it for a few months and talked about the benefits of it. So after listening to Laureen tell me about the benefits of it, and then having personal knowledge from someone that I knew personally that did it, I figured, why not? And with the challenge pack, I'm all about being frugal. So when Laureen had put it out there for me, it's like, well, you could save a little bit of money, and the program is only a certain amount of money. Look at it this way: you're paying full price for Shakeology, and you're paying just a few dollars for the workout program. So I started looking into the background of Beachbody, and I really noticed the integrity-based platform that Beachbody runs on, and I felt a lot of trust with Laureen. And when I called her to say, okay, I'm going to take the plunge, I definitely want to make this purchase, she had recommended coaching. And I had seen everything out there about the pyramid schemes and scams, and you're going to be at the bottom of a totem pole, and there's no chance. If you want to work out, just do the workout. But I had so many naysayers and information that was out there that was negative. But I kind of saw through that by just the honest nature of everything that Laureen was telling me. So I took the plunge, and my number one reason for getting it was basically to save a little bit of money. I had no idea of working, or no intention, I should say, about working a business. I had it in my mind that I am not a salesman whatsoever. I've never been in sales. I work in government, and it's a 9-to-5 type thing. Some weird hours here and there, but maybe dealing with the public is something that I've done before, but nothing even close to sales. So I signed up as a coach for the 25% discount. All your future orders, your next month's Shakeology you could get for 25%. So since my other motto is Jimmy Fry doesn't pay retail for anything, I'm taking the 25% discount and running with it. And then I had my goal of, I'm going to be saving 25%. And then I started doing a little bit more background research on the company. I read through the coaching policies and procedures. I'm probably one of probably 2 nerds in the entire world that read through that. No offense if any of you guys read through that, but once I read through it, I saw the potential that, that there is no scam here, and this is a huge opportunity to actually support my kids and to keep myself afloat financially and everything else. I don't have to go out and try to find a part-time job. I don't have to, worry about making ends meet and living paycheck to paycheck and getting into a nasty grind that I was in. I saw the potential, and basically I wanted to run with it. And through the contact of my sponsoring coach, Laureen, she had said, maybe what you want to do is we have these training videos. So I went into the back office, and I went into the Coach Training Academy, and I think I watched every single video that was on YouTube, and I read up on things, and she was telling me about this personal development. I've read probably 2 books in my entire life. Like, I'm not going to sit down and read or anything. So she says, why don't you come out to this event in Connecticut called Super Saturday? And I live in New Jersey. Laureen lives in Pennsylvania. We're sort of close to each other, but I had, friended her on Facebook, and we're talking back and forth quite regularly now, but I don't really know enough of anyone to, go outside of my comfort zone and drive to Connecticut. And then one day the light bulb just went off, and like, why not? Why would you not do this? So I got in a car by myself, and at 4:30 in the morning, I drove to Connecticut, and a little bit of a bundle of nerves, like, what are you doing? And walked into a conference room full of people wearing their P90X3 and T25 shirts and hats, and like, man, I don't know, these guys are the real deal. I don't know if I can handle this. I see Laureen. She comes over. It was the first time we had ever met face-to-face, and the first thing she does is hand me a book, The Compound Effect. She goes, since you came up here, I wanted to give this present to you. And I just thought that small act of kindness was one of the biggest things that anybody could do for me. So, I left my comfort zone of never really sitting down to read books, and I said, what this personal development stuff is, there's probably something to it. And I got to meet Shane, and I got to meet a ton of people. I met Lou, I met Greg Plaskett, and a lot of people that were on my team. Little did I know at the time that I was taking that significant step and that foray into something huge. And let me just say, I know I'm probably all over the place here, but my mind was totally blown at Super Saturday back in January. The passion that I saw from the people in the audience, but also the presentations that were given, the recognition that was handed out, the messages from new products that were being launched, the messages from Carl Deichler encouraging everybody. You could see the electricity in the room. Besides feeling it, you could see the electricity. And I knew right then and there that this is something that I need to shift my goals now. And I'm not in it for a 25% discount on Shakeology. I'm not in it to get my Shakeology for free, because as I was progressing a little bit, I started thinking that, okay, if I'd make a couple sales, I'll call a couple people, I'll call some friends and relatives, and maybe I can get my Shakeology for free. My goal shifted to, I'm going to have an opportunity to help as many people as I possibly can set, maintain, and achieve their fitness goals. Basically, from everything that I had been seeing in the Coach Training Academy, as well as the Super Saturday event, and then through everything that I was reading about in the personal development books. So I definitely bought into it hook, line, and sinker. So my array of goals went from short-term to mid-term and now long-term goals to really achieve all that and to build the business as possible, as much as possible. I enrolled in Coach Basics 1.0, and right after that, it was rolled over into 2.0. And the amount of training that I received from that, and the other coaches on this call can attest to it as well. The business had taken off by leaps and bounds. You know, I always say that I bought my P90X3 at the end of December, the 29th. I didn't receive it until the beginning of January, so I always say that's when I became a coach. I made Emerald, and Jen and I are kind of in a little bit of a competition. She's a lot closer than I am, so I say she's this close to Diamond, and I'm probably a little further back nowadays. But I cannot believe that I'm staring down the barrel of a Diamond rank. And for somebody who wasn't going to do anything, wasn't going to run a business. It's basically the small sacrifices that you make to manage your time. It's not what you find time for, it's what you make time for. I saw that quote before, and it rings so true, because you can make the time for anything if you want your business to succeed. I cut out the fluff. I don't watch TV anymore. I read. I sit down and, you know, I grab a book like Go Pro, which I've read a million times, and I always get something out of it. You know, How to Win Friends and Influence People. You know, everything that there is to read in personal development. You make the time for that. You also make small sacrifices. Some may be a little turned off at this or say, well, I would never do that, but it's true if you want to succeed in this business. I have sat my kids down and told them, I will go outside and play with you. We'll throw the football around, we'll have a catch, baseball, we've even thrown frisbees around and played street hockey, but I limit that time, and that's what's may come off as a little shocking. But when I sat down and told them this, I said, I am going to do a lot of work for Beachbody for a little bit of success right now, but I know that by doing these small daily improvements and taking a lot of time to work right now, I won't have to work as hard later, and this business is going to reward me where I can probably walk away from my full-time job and take care of you guys. I can drive you to school. I can pick you up from school. We can go on vacation. Can you imagine that? We can actually go somewhere, because the money that I'm making now from helping people that I know personally, you know, get healthy and fit like I did, that is all coming full circle. And at 13 and 10 years old, both kids understood that, and they know that, okay, it's Dad's time to go to work now, and I schedule my time. I have it in my calendar. I have a written calendar, and I also have a phone calendar where I sit down and schedule everything out and say, it's Dad's time to go to work, boys. Keep records of everything. Every email that you send out, every contact that you make. I probably should even schedule every person that I talk to, whether I make a sale or I don't, you know, my 10 in play. Do you have a list of 10 names? And my boys were definitely on board with that, and they know that I will give them their time, but I've made that sacrifice where I've cut out fluff time. I make time for what's important. I don't just find the time. You know, I don't go to the mall anymore just to, you know, well, let's go and walk around, maybe get you a new pair of football cleats or something like that. We don't kill time anymore. Every minute is basically allotted. You know, if something pops up where you can't focus 2 to 4 hours on your Beachbody business, you know, make sure you have a significant schedule in place to budget your time where you can make up that work on the weekends. Say, you know, maybe housework will take a back seat, you know, and you'll have to power it out, you know, catch up at it at a later time. But working the business is definitely important. You know, you want to form with people, follow up with messages. I would rather put in a lot of time now, so I only have to put in a little bit of time later and enjoy a huge benefit of reaching my goals. I'd just like to say, as my parting message, as I said, I'm kind of all over the place, and hopefully I'm focused and making sense. But Beachbody offers real fitness products. It offers real nutrition and real support, which equals real results. I have seen that personally. I've lost 30 pounds. I feel great. I drink my Shakeology every single day. I missed it for 4 days when I went away on a vacation where I knew I couldn't take anything with me, and I couldn't wait. My first thought was I want to see my kids and give them a hug when I get back, but my second thought was actually I can't wait to have my shake again. So the three vital behaviors of being a product of the product really pays off. Drink your Shakeology every day. Schedule your workouts if you have to. Keep records of all that stuff. Do your personal development. And you guys know what the three vital behaviors are. The fourth is, get out to events. Super Saturday turned everything around for me. And if it weren't for Shane, I can see you on the screen right now. I hope you get a big old smile from this. But Shane is the reason that I'm going to Summit this year. She had a little personal contest, and I am so grateful that I came out on top, and I got a free ticket to Summit. And I scratched, clawed, and everything else to make enough in my Beachbody money to cover my airfare, get my hotel room, and I am totally prepared to have my mind blown. To me, events are the fourth vital behavior. And like I said, I know I jump around quite a bit because I get so passionate about this. And I constant contact with your customers, but more importantly, constant contact with your personally sponsored coaches. My coaches love talking to me on the phone because I am all over the place, and it's like, oh my God, you bubble with enthusiasm, and you always have an answer for something. I love it when some of my coaches say that. And I just had a coach, Pop Emerald. I think I was actually more excited for her than she was, and that's probably not true. But that to me was absolutely amazing because I brought her into this, and she had the same kind of outlook that I did, with, I'll give it a shot, and I went T25, and I'll do my Shakeology and everything, and now she's creating a business, and, we are success and accountability partners, and we feed off of each other to keep things fresh. So that is, if there's 5 vital behaviors, that's what I would recommend. You have to give it real effort. I said that Beachbody offers incredible products with fitness and nutrition and support. It equals results, but you have to give the effort. Whether it's your fitness program or running your business, it's the same. It all comes down to you making the time to do the work and put it in. Autumn Calabrese says, this isn't a magic pill. You're not going to lose weight or achieve success just because. The company is not a magic pill either. You have to work it, you have to want it, and it will pay off in the end if you take it seriously and work it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Yikes, I have nothing to add to any of that now. So I think you guys can see now I asked these guys to speak to you. It's nice to hear from your fellow coaches, people you can relate to. And so as you can see, we have a broad spectrum. We have someone who's a little bit younger, who's working full-time, someone who works a full-time job and has 3 kids, a dad who has 2 boys and works. And so you see that at the end of the day, the reason coaches are successful, they're all the same. And that's why this business is duplicatable. This is proof of that. A few things I wrote down that I kept hearing over and over again, and I hope you did too. First and foremost was Coach Training Academy, scheduling your time. Biggest struggle for coaches, including mine. scheduling your time, including your workouts, planting seeds, and events. Those are the 4 takeaways that you need to leave this call with, and really look at your business, look at your efforts, and ask yourself where you can improve and make those changes today. So I appreciate your time. I apologize for all our technical difficulties. We're going to get this down one day. This was our first live YouTube broadcast, so I didn't think it would be perfect, but we'll keep working on it. Next week we are live from Summit, 9 p.m. Eastern. You will see us all sharing some little tidbits that we're learning. We'll give you some sneak peeks. It'll be live. It'll be in action. So we hope everyone tunes in, and I will make sure that hopefully our link works next time. So you guys have a great night. And again, thank you to our speakers, Jen, Jim, Lisa, and Tara. I'm so sorry we're having technical difficulties, but you're not off the hook, and I'm going to get you to speak next time, okay? You guys have a good night.